right, welcome back. We have been excited to finally meet this young lady, and she is here. A San Diego City College student who was once homeless has been named one of the top community college students in the state of California. Joining me to talk about it, Aisana Loffman. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Dr. Kristen Cole, psychology professor at San Diego City College. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Aisana, I want to start with you. First of all, you have had a really tough go at life. You're homeless as a young person, involuntarily committed as a youth as well to a mental facility, and then some debilitating back issues. But somehow you've managed to overcome all of it. How?
I just think it's really important to be positive. It's really easy to get sucked into negativity that you go through, but then what kind of life are you going to live? And it's really important to me to just be happy and be present in the moment. So.
You know, a lot of people say, though, Aisana, you know, when kids go through the foster care system and kids go through the adoption process, you know, it's sometimes hard for them to adjust to the world around them. What kind of advice would you give to other kids in the system?
I think it's really easy in that moment to just feel really hopeless. So finding peers that you have shared experience with will be helpful, and just knowing that it does get better, especially when you're an adult and can advocate for yourself. Adolescence goes by so quickly.
Right.
It doesn't feel like it in the moment,
right.
But it will get better. And
not just that, but then becoming homeless, I mean, being out on the streets on your own. How did you pull out of that?
It was really hard. I was really depressed. I would, to be safe, I was in Boston, so I would sleep during the day, and then I would walk around at night, and I journaled the whole time, and it was just really important to me that I didn't want to be in that situation. I had a little sign that I'll sing for food, and yeah, I ended up, I was able to get a job, and then I got 2 jobs, and I was able to rent a room, and it was really small baby steps in order to move forward.
And then you came here to San Diego and found City College, and what has City College done to improve your outlook on life and your ideas about how to progress in life?
Well, it's been such a supportive atmosphere, just the entire campus community. You know, I was really struggling financially, and I was able to go to school because there's a waiver called the box, so my classes are free. There was free food on campus with a food pantry program, and then I had really supportive just faculty, and I joined an honor society called Psi Beta, and everybody there is just, they were like a big family, so I was able just to find that community and just grow.
And one of those supportive professors is Dr. Cole here. So tell me a little bit about when you had Aisana in your lecture. What was it about her that stood out to you?
Of course, her pink hair stands out.
Obviously.
But that's not all that unusual with our students. Right. And her intelligence really stood out, her motivation. When I met her for the first time, she had a lot of physical problems, would sometimes come in using a walker, and yet I could see the resiliency in her eyes, the interest in learning, and her motivation, and her ultimate goal to really change the mental health system for youth, and how you know, how people are treated and how people are admitted and discharged. And to see that level of passion at the community college level is really what inspires me to do the work that I do.
Well, and you know, Aisana just mentioned, you know, all of the community on campus itself, and that's something really important about City College that people might not know, is that this community environment exists there.
Right, and since we have such a diverse population, we really respect that. We have, as she said, the food pantry for students that don't have enough to eat. We have homelessness resources for our students. Every semester a student is telling me they're homeless. How do you get books? We help them with that. We have programs for former foster youth, and we also have programs for students that are first-generation college students, which is a large portion of our population, because navigating the college system can be pretty daunting. And so programs that teach people, how do you even register for classes, what do I take next, and how do I get out of here efficiently to transfer to a university if that's my goal.
All right, so Aisana, I want to go back to you because I know you were accepted to Yale. I mean, you were accepted to all of these big fancy colleges, and you've made a choice
I did.
Where are you going to be going?
I'm going to be going to UCSD.
Why did you choose UCSD?
Well, I was accepted into the psychology program with an emphasis in clinical, and eventually I want to be a clinical child psychologist, and it's really hard to get into a graduate clinical program, so I know that's going to be helpful. And I also received the Chancellor's Scholarship, and it's a program too, so I'll be receiving a lot of additional funding at guaranteed housing, and with expecting a baby, they have student family housing, and so that's a huge relief for me. And there's just going to be a lot of resources for me and support, and I just felt it was the best fit for me.
So you can stay home, you can stay here locally. And I love that, given your history in the child psychology realm and being in that facility, you want to do something big to change it, right?
Yes. Yeah, I really want to help children. There's just a huge issue with mental health facilities as far as it comes to kids. A child can be committed as long as one caregiver and somebody at a hospital says they can be committed, and they can be there for years. They can be there because their parents have passed away, they've been abused in foster care, and that wouldn't even be such an issue. I mean, we have they say approximately about half the children at any time in there don't have a mental illness. It wouldn't be such an issue if the treatment was more like a hospital and less like a prison. So like little kids as young as 4 years old will be there, and they're not allowed to be touched in any way unless physically restrained. And so this causes a great deal of harm. It's the leading cause of death of children, and there's so much stigma about mental illness nobody really wants to talk about. So nobody really knows what's happening to a lot of kids. And what I always say is any child can be there for any reason at any time. So if it was your own child, your niece or nephew, and they were in that situation and they just wanted to be held and hugged, would you want them, how would you want them to be treated, basically?
Well, we will follow your progress. Congratulations to you, and good luck with the work that you hope to be finishing up right here at UCSD, and good luck with the pregnancy.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you both.